Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about my favourite foundations. They're a mixture of both high-end and drugstore. The majority are high-end because I believe that if you spend a bit more on your base, then you can spend less sort of on, you know, blushes and things, because it just helps you look a bit more polished really. But I have got some really good ones from the drugstore as well. So I'm going to start off by the one that I wear the most, which is Estee Lauder Doublewear. Now I've got this in 3 different shades, depending on what time of year it is. At the moment I'm using this one, which is 1W2 Sand. Now this foundation is so long wearing. Literally you can put it on in the morning and I just love it because you don't need to worry about it for the rest of the day. It's on your face and you know it's not going anywhere. It just, yeah, the lasting power is amazing. The coverage is definitely sort of medium. You can build it up to full, but it can look a bit cakey, so I'd probably say medium. The finish is sort of, if you use a good moisturiser underneath it, and when I mean good, I mean really, really rich. So something like Benefit's Total Moisture, or, you know, I like to use actually Nivea Night Cream because that's really thick and I do get quite dry skin. So that works really well underneath it, and then you get sort of a natural sort of demi-matte finish, but by the end of the day it is sort of pretty matte, you know, once the moisturiser has absorbed in, it's pretty matte. But yeah, I like that, you know, you don't need to worry about looking shiny or anything, it's really good. Nights out it sometimes can flash back a bit, so you might want to be a bit careful of that, but for every day it's a really good foundation. Some people do say that it's a bit thick, but I used to have really bad cystic acne and I've still got quite bad scarring, so I like to know that that's all covered. So I'm 1W2 at the moment. In sort of the spring autumn time I wear 2W2 Rattan, and then in the summer I am Ivory Beige, which is 3N1, so I really like that one. Carrying on with Estee Lauder foundations, I also really like their Doublewear foundation. Again, I have this in 2 different shades. I hate having a line, I just hate it. I have 2 different shades, so I've got my one that I am at the moment, Intensity 2, although this is a bit too pink for me. And I've also got my summer shade, which is Intensity 3. Now this foundation is similar to Doublewear in the way that it will last all day. It's really got that lasting power. The coverage is quite a bit lighter. I'd say it's still not, you know, really sheer, but I'd say it's sort of a light to medium. So, you know, you're still covering the main areas you want to, but it still lets your skin show through, so it looks really nice. The finish is a bit more sort of dewy than normal Doublewear, so, but I'd still say it's not a dewy foundation. It's sort of just more natural rather than Doublewear, which is more on the matte side. Those retail both about £28.50, I think. Next I have my Mercier Silk Cream. I am in shade Bamboo Beige, and this is a really good shade for me. It matches me the majority of the year round. It really does blend well. This foundation is really pigmented, so you only need the tiniest bit and it will sort of cover your whole face. It's really good in that sense, so you don't need much, even though it does look tiny for the cost of it. It's about £30 I think. But yeah, it says it's got luminous coverage, and I definitely agree with that. The finish sort of, I would say, is sort of quite a satin finish, maybe leaning on dewy. It really does sort of look really silky on your skin, and it covers really well. I'd say medium to full coverage. Sometimes though I do find that if you build it up it can go sort of a bit grey cast. I don't know if that's just my shade, but the longevity of the Mercier isn't as good as Doublewear. I don't think anything is really, but it still does last, you know, a good sort of 6 hours, which I can't complain about. But yeah, it's a really good foundation. I do really like this one for nights out, although it does transfer quite a lot, so you know, if you're using your phone or if you touch your face it'll sort of come off a bit, so you need to be careful with clothes and things, whereas Doublewear doesn't transfer at all. Next I've got my Lancome Tint Mercier. I've got this in shades 035 and 01. This is a lovely foundation. It's what I'm wearing today actually. The consistency is really quite thin and watery, quite similar to Face and Body by MAC, but the coverage is way more higher. It's a lot more fuller than face and body, the coverage. So it'll cover, you know, blemishes, scars, redness, things like that. It does cover beautifully. The finish is more on the dewy side, sort of like a natural luminous. It really does have a lit with from within look. It's actually got sort of shimmer in it, but it's really iridescent, you can't see it. I really don't like Revlon Wake Me Up because of the shimmer in that. I really don't like shimmery foundations, so I was a bit sceptical of this, but once it's on the skin you really can't see it. It does just look really nice and glowy. Longevity, I would say, is again similar to the Laura Mercier one, about 6 hours. Yeah, but it's a really nice foundation. Next up, the last one of my high-end ones is my Nars Sheer Glow. I have this in the shade medium 3 Stromboli. This shade is a bit dark for me at the moment. I've actually ordered Fiji and it's just on its way to be delivered now. But this shade matches me when I'm going out if I've got a bit of fake tan on. Oh, this finish is beautiful. It's like, it's sort of a demi-matte, dewy, glowy. It really, again, similar to the Lancome one, it gives you a really lit from within look, and it's really beautiful finish on the skin. The coverage I love. It's medium coverage. You can build up to full coverage. Yeah, the only one bad thing that I'd say about that is that it can rub off quite easily. So again, it does transfer easily. Longevity probably would be about 6 hours, and it sort of starts to wear off on areas such as my nose and things, probably due to my own fault, you know, touching it, leaning, things like that. But yeah, it's a really good foundation, and I really like it. And then next, moving on to my few drugstore ones, I have 2 from Bourjois. I've got the Healthy Mix Serum. I have this in shade 53, light beige. This foundation I like to wear on days where I don't want as much coverage. Sort of got a light to medium coverage to it, but it gives your skin a really nice finish. It's quite sort of dewy and glowy. It's really nice. It's a gel-based foundation, so it blends really easily. And yeah, I just really like it. It's got a really nice smell to it as well. I don't like the original Healthy Mix for some reason. I just find that wears off really quickly on me, and it's just a bit too overly dewy, especially sort of in my T-zone, and I don't particularly have oily skin. But I don't know, I just really prefer the serum. My other Bourjois one is that 123 Perfect CC cream, and I have this in a shade which is 32, light beige. I was really impressed by this. It says it colour corrects. I'm not sure if I believe that, but it really does give you an luminous complexion. The finish is more on the dewy side. I'd say it is quite similar actually to the Healthy Mix Serum. I really like these both. Longevity for both of these two. This Healthy Mix one says it lasts 16 hours, and this one says it gives you 24-hour hydration. I don't believe that. Like I say, I really love Doublewear and I'm used to that longevity, so these don't really last that long on me. I'd say around 5 hours, and I would sort of, because on the dewy side, I would sort of need to powder and top them up. But otherwise, they're, you know, really good foundations. And my last drugstore one is the L'Oreal Lumi Maguique Light Infusing Foundation, and I am in the shade DW3 Gold Linen. This is a really nice foundation. It's probably my favourite drugstore one. The coverage is sort of medium, and the finish is really glowy. It feels like high-end foundation. It's a really nice consistency. Longevity is around 6 hours on me. Yeah, I really like the foundation. It blends really nicely. The colour matches me well. It's got like really nice yellow tones because I'm sort of quite yellow toned. Yeah, it's a really good foundation. I really like it. Okay, so that's all of them. Oh, the only one that I haven't included, that's in my makeup bag downstairs, is the MAC Studio Fix, which I also really like. That's my favourite powder foundation. It gives a really good coverage and sort of more of the dewy ones. So, say these two, sort of midday, if I feel the need to sort of touch up with powder, that's the powder that I'll use. And I am shade NC40 in that. Okay, so thanks for watching.